Hey friends, so here are a few things for you to think about this week and one or two conversations for you to steward in your home this week. And this week I actually want to invite you to do a little more thinking around your own life, a little self-reflection for the week. And here's a simple few questions that I want you to ask this week. And it's this: who among your neighbors and coworkers knows that you're a follower of Jesus? And if they do know, what is it that you think that they would notice about you? I want to just encourage you to take those two questions before God in prayer this week. Sit with them and ask God to answer this follow-up question. Are there any unhealthy ways that you judge yourself as better than those who don't follow Jesus? There's like these subtle little comparisons that we can get caught up in. There's ways that we can sort of mark our behavior against the behavior of people who are outside of the church or outside of life with God. And these little small micro judgments can help sort of provide a window into some deeper assumptions about what you think God is most concerned about. If you really are focused in, for example, on the way that you're better at something than somebody else, than your neighbor, than your coworker, what it might be revealing is that you think that God is actually concerned about that thing that you're better at. So as you notice these like little micro judgments, that's what I would call them, I want you to ask for the grace to allow love instead to be the indicator of your belonging to Jesus and nothing else. Nothing that you do better in the world, nothing that you are better on in the world, rather than just the fact that you love, that is going to be the marker of your life with God in your neighborhood and in your environment as a coworker. So I hope that makes sense. Feel free to comment in the community section if you get confused about this or you want some input about some of that reflection. And the second thing I'd love to invite you to do is I'd love to ask you to encourage members of your family to ask one another to be served. See if you can ask one another this week to serve you. Let everyone in your family know that this week you're going to try to give each other like a special permission to ask to be served. And let me explain this a little bit. Maybe, for example, one of your kids says, "Hey, can you serve me and get me a glass of milk?" Just something like really simple like that. Or, "Would you serve me and clear the table?" And it's really important that you try to have fun with this. It shouldn't feel burdensome. And so if it starts feeling like a burden or it starts feeling weird in your home, just scrap it. And I just want you to watch what happens when you go out of your way to create opportunities to love one another in your home. I think it's also really important to make sure that everyone in your home understands that anyone can choose to say no to a request. So the way that this works in our house is that we often just say to one another, "Hey, would you serve me and take out the trash?" Or "Would you serve me and get me a snack?" Something really simple like that. We don't say this all the time, but occasionally we feel a little playful around this idea of reframing requests as opportunities to love and serve, and sometimes it helps. If it's not helpful for you in your home, if it feels weird, if it doesn't feel like it would fit, just scrap it. It's totally fine. I've put a couple other suggestions in the notes below. There's a couple other scriptures that you can interact with this week in the life of your home. And I will see you next week. Next week is a review week, and we'll have a short video for you as well. Okay, blessings to you.